I always think of it like, if you're, in the first few dates of a tour like this, there's no way I can even look at the rest of it, because I'll just be like, it's so like daunting and just like you can't even imagine how you just like one day at a time. But then when it's over, you're like, oh yeah, cool. We did that tour. We did those whatever, like 40 dates right there. Like 40 shows? That's crazy. Well, I guess Waiting for Your Love is kind of that more straighter, long one. Okay, cool. So, should we let's do it one more time. One more time. Older Kids has been touring, I guess. We started in 2004. I guess we didn't do like real touring 2005, so we're looking at like 15 years, which is insane. For us touring now, the whole experience is just totally different. Figuring out how to sort of shift into a more like sustainable way of living it's very hard to figure out how to. Nobody tells you how to do that. Nobody, like, you have to kind of figure it out on your own. Like, how can I make this work for me in a way that I can still love this even though it's very repetitious. Now we're just on an endless loop of touring. We just keep going. You're so independent, you have to figure out how to entertain yourself a lot of the time. So it's a very strange job.
Good evening. The Cola Kids.
I can't stand waiting around to dance. Don't wanna talk. Already know what I want. You got big plans, but you never take a chance. When we stop wondering who you are.
So we got to tour the record at the end of last year, beginning of this year, before quarantine all started and everything. And it was amazing playing like the new stuff. I love it because these records are short. They're 8-song records, and we've played all 8 songs live, which has not been the case for a lot of previous records, So being able to play all these songs live has been amazing. And from the first time we were playing Complainer, having everybody react immediately, watching people, put their fists in the air and say, "Don't sit around and complain about it." It's the most amazing feeling. You're just like, damn, this is our first time playing this in your city, and you know.
Sit around, complain about it.
You're right.
Always just
You're
like,
right.
why
You're
is it
right.
so small?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, totally.
Most artists are perfectionists. I think we tend to notice everything that's not right. I can freak out about wishing that I changed the words on an old song, wishing that, we would have changed the order of certain songs around in any given performance.
Playing the whole record, start to finish, Complainer, Fine by Fine, Waiting for Your Love, Yellow Pale, Turn My Eyes, 4th of July, Call Me Nurse, Tricky Devil. I still need to kind of rehearse Tricky Devil, but, I got a lot of friends and family here tonight. I don't see when that's going to happen.
It's very emotional performing for people, and when you're a perfectionist, you notice all the things that aren't right. It's the great thing about, being a team. Like, we're a unit. We have a chemistry that is not, this thing that we're doing, it's not about any one of us. We all really want to be understood, this thing that we're trying to put across, these songs, this music, this message. But you also kind of just have to let go of the things that didn't work, or the things that, my perception of this show, this night, it doesn't matter as much as the audience's experience and perception of that night. And that's a very, it's a confusing thing when you want to be understood all the time. You also have to know there's a bigger thing at work here. I think a lot of weird thoughts go through your head while you're on stage.
Hell yeah, baby.
What did you cop there, Moss?
Dexter Gordon, live in 48, the Royal Roost. I just bought a Dexter Gordon record, so it's appropriate. Dexter Gordon Go.
being, with your friends, your bandmates, and your crew. We are such a family. Having toured for 15 years, we really are a family, and we look out for each other, and we have a great time together, and we know how to piss each other off. We know how to make each other laugh, and it's very entertaining. There's definitely never a dull moment.
Everything's fine now. Yeah, but it's been insane. No, it's okay.
Halfway into the tour, Dave Kwan, his daughter, got really sick, and so he had to leave the tour, missed the last 10 shows or more, and Sarah from Overcoats, the opening band, filled in on guitar for him. So that was a big kind of dramatic, scary at one point shift, and then adapting to that, having to teach her our whole set, in the course of a day or two, and there's a lot of emotions and craziness around that.
And Moss was just sitting and goes, "What about Sarah?" Yeah. And we were just like,
It was so fun, really.
And tonight, thanks to you, is my last show.
Oh, yeah.
we told him we were all paperwork.
It's really great to have you.
You said it was my idea, right?
Yeah. It was,
Yeah, if you could just.
Like,
fun
get
times
yourself
over.
as show.
No, we got your PDs. Yeah. No, you can keep your cell phone. We'll get you another one. Yeah.
Okay.
Just go. So just the paperwork and a few signatures and that's it.
that's all.
You can have us.
Seamless.
We got a little more length on the cables today. We brought in some new stuff.
There's sort of chorus that's, the second one is good. The first one
There's a lot of song lyrics that I think are about this idea of almost kind of like the double life of that we have touring and being home. And I'm so glad. I wouldn't have songs to write if I didn't have, a home and that being not, my physical home, but also where my heart is, where my, my family and inspiration, everything that motivates me. This is what I'm working for.
There's temptation all around me, but I stay anyway. I'll be yours. It's not a sin. I am starving for emotion. It seems so innocent in the dark, and you're lighting me up with a spark. And I share too many secrets now. I'm lost, but I don't wanna fall for you, 'cause I've already got somebody waiting.
So how do you balance it? I'm always figuring that out. I don't know. But, always, I guess, just trying your best to be present and not glued to your phone, not always thinking. It's hard being an artist and being a musician. It's very easy to be physically in the room and suddenly have an idea for a song, an idea for, something that suddenly, my eyes will be glazed over and I'm in the room, but I'm completely thinking about this whole other thing that I want to do. And you don't want to stop those ideas from flowing, but you also don't want to be the guy that's always distant. It's a strange time we're living in. We don't know how long it's going to be exactly before we can all be in a room together, sweating and rubbing elbows and putting our hands in the air and swaying and singing along. I hope it will be soon, because I miss it. And when that day comes, we'll have a new record out for you guys.
down, down, down. Well, tell me who's gonna love me now? All day I'm here working. Will my burden ever be light? Been accepted, I feel rejected. Another